Good evening. Welcome. Russell here again. I did make a video a while back on comparing the Coleco Pac-Man games, Coleco Tabletop Pac-Man versus the Basic Fun portable handheld. Well, unfortunately, the video that I had made did not go well because, unfortunately, my internet server was acting up, as it has been lately. So anyway, what I want to do is just give you the review, what I basically did an analogy of. When I have to compare the Coleco Tabletop Pac-Man versus the Basic Fun, well, it was a hard decision. I mean, the early 1980s Pac-Man game, I grew up with it as a kid. It was, it has sentimental value to me. And this one right here, the Basic Fun, the new one that they sell at Walmart, well, it's fun. It has all the original arcade sounds like it promised. And it kind of has a couple different games like the Coleco one does. Like the Eat and Run, where you grab 4 power pellets and you go back home without getting hit by the ghosts. And then the regular Pac-Man game. Unfortunately, like the Coleco Tabletop, it doesn't offer the 2-player mode where you can compete against a friend. But I will say that Coleco Tabletop, if I remember back from the early 80s, it does not, the controls are not really, very well. You always had to take it apart to fix things just to make the controls better. The Basic Fun, the controls work fine. They work like a champ. Easier to play. But if I have to pick a favorite, I do have to go with the Coleco Tabletop due to the nostalgia and the childhood memories. Now, let me go to get that out of the way. I went and bought a new one. Now that I have the entire collection of Basic Fun mini arcades, this would probably be if I had enough budget and I had enough, backing and funds, this would be the part of the segment where they would play the theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now, ready yourselves. Here's the final game that you need for the whole collection for the Basic Fun mini arcade collection. Frogger! Now, according to the box, help frogs dodge traffic to cross the road. Hop on logs and turtles to make it home safely. Complete each level before time runs out. Earn bonus points by collecting flies. Well, duh! Who hasn't played Frogger that grew up in the 1980s? But with no further ado, let's open up this bad Oscar, as I like to call them. Just love how they put all this extra tape on the packaging. I really am impressed, though, with these Basic Fun arcade classics with the box art, and I like how they're at a very decent price, where they're $18 and change, $21 and change after taxes, where these big suckers back in the day were like $75 or $80 a piece. I mean, one of the things about them, to parents, they were annoying because they had no volume control, no headset jack, so, for road trips, so you didn't hear, so they wouldn't have to hear it. My dad never complained, despite the fact that it annoyed him. It annoyed the living daylights out of him when we went on road trips, but it kept me occupied. He had no worries. The only thing, unfortunately, was you couldn't play it on the plane, otherwise the stewardess, or should I say, flight attendant, would go ahead and tell you people are complaining about the noise. But you know what? Nowadays they go ahead and have volume controls, earphone jacks, the works. And now back to the main thing, Frogger. Where I was I was opening this bad Oscar up. I really love making videos for you. And of course, what video game doesn't come with instructions on how to play? But, for us 80s kids, these things are self-explanatory. We played this so many times over. And as usual, they got this cardboard thing with the tape to protect it, and the little twisty ties to unscrew it from the cardboard. As usual. If I had enough film work, I could stop this for a moment until I get the whole thing unboxed and then come back. But I'm working class. I can't afford all the fancy computer equipment that all the rich people get, or or kids like me, guys like me who save up. Now, what's also great about the Pac-Man game I want to put out while I'm opening this up, what makes it really great is it does keep your final score after you played until the batteries run out, like Space Invaders and Asteroids does. Yeah, I've been collecting these a lot, if you can't tell. One thing I also want to point out, that these make excellent gifts for friends. If you have friends who are like you, who are old school video gamers, I highly suggest you pick them up at Walmart and get them for your friends for their birthdays, and for your nieces, your nephews, your kids. They make great gifts. And kids, always remember your mom and dad who grew up around this area. You can find them at the toy and game aisle at Walmart. They will thank you for it. Okay, now that we have the final twisty tie and the cardboard out of the way, the only thing left, I'm not going to even play this because I played this game so many times over, so I'm going to do the demo screen. Alright, the way it looks, I'd say it's kind of like maybe ColecoVision or Atari 5200. I like how they put the music in there, like the ColecoVision had and the arcade had. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the tab. Get that out of the way. Oh, look at that, it even started for me too. I'm just going to go ahead and play a quick game. Oh, turtle went underwater just before I got on top of him. Yay, got another frog home. This isn't so bad the way this plays. But I do want to make a suggestion. You have friends who are old school gamers, or you're an old school gamer yourself. These make really, really great gifts for birthdays. They're practical, they're easy, they're cheap. I get them for my friends all the time. I got friends who were teenagers back in the 1980s, and they said to me, "Oh man, where do you find this? I haven't seen this in so long. I used to empty out my pocket full of quarters on this game." And I used to play the hell out of it when I had my ColecoVision or I had my Atari. And you can find them at Target. Of course, they got cheaper versions at Target, but your best bet is Walmart. And unfortunately, as long as Toys R Us is still open, which we know the demise of Toys R Us is going on, I suggest you pick them up. They're cheap. They're practically $20 a piece, and they have Pac-Man. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and walk you over to my collection. Okay, here we go. As you can see, I got almost the entire collection right here. Hold on, I'll make it a little better for you. Let me. Never mind, but as you can see, we've got Space Invaders, Asteroids, Centipede, Rampage, Joust, Q*bert, which, by the way, I cannot wait to go this weekend to go see Rampage. One of the things I'm hoping for is that this is the new wave of live-action movies with theme bases. You know, with based themes. Because truthfully, I'm kind of getting burned out on the Marvel Universe and DC Universe movies. And, God, I think they made plenty of Star Wars movies, too. So, well, I'm going to go see Solo when it comes out as well. So, you know, I suggest you pick these up. And again, they make swell birthday presents. They make great Christmas stocking stuffers. And if your kids aren't into video games yet and you know that there's a gamer in them, I suggest you pick these up, and an Atari Flashback console that you could plug in the TV, or a Sega Genesis console. Get them started on the early stuff first before they decide to move on those violent video games like GTA or, you know, Call of Duty. So this is Russell Somerton signing off. I still have to make a video for you on the My Arcade Data East games that I picked up. Well, I think they're all actually, I think only 2 of them are Data East. Or, you know, all three are. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at them again. Burger Time, Karate Champ, and Bad Dudes. And we'll do a review on those. And here's hoping that Basic Fun or My Arcade will get licensing to make Dig Dug, to make Donkey Kong Jr., not Super Mario Brothers, but Mario Brothers, Popeye. Because there's still a lot of great, Zaxxon, Galaga, a lot of great titles of old classic video games that could be ported to these things. Anyway, this is your old pal Russell signing off, wishing you Godspeed, and may the Force be with you. Come on. Son of a bitch. Yes.